Hi everyone, my name is Maggie Mial, and I am a member of the Music Theater graduate class of 2012. I'm so honored to be here speaking to you all tonight. First, there are a lot of people who deserve some thanks. To our wonderful faculty members, thank you so much for everything. You are so knowledgeable and so willing to share that with us. And on top of that, I can truly say that you've become more than just teachers, become my family. I don't know of any other program where within the first month of freshman year I would be able to say that I had 3 faculty members, cell phone numbers, and my phone, in case I needed anything. So thank you so much for everything. Next are the people with whom we share DNA. Thank you so much for all of your love and your support. And thank you for coming to see our shows, and for taking us grocery shopping, and for listening to us vent late at night and cry because we're having existential crises or some other stuff. Thank you so much. We really, truly appreciate it. And of course, thank you for the $30,000 every year that you I hope that after the show tonight, you can understand why we can go anywhere else. And thank you, this wonderful support system here. Friends, without you to hold my hand and literally catch me as I'm flying through the air, I wouldn't have gotten to the point where I am now. In fact, I probably would have broken every bone in my body and the joints too. Thank you. And thank you for the late nights, for watching TV with me, making dinner, and going to museums, and going somewhere just to go. Yes. Thank you so much. Now, I have to tell you, I'm a little bit of a Grand Night fanatic. A lot of you know that I have put together my fair share of Grand Night numbers. I've been in my fair share. But what a lot of you may not know is that this is my 6th Grand Night. The first time I came, I was a junior in high school, and I was coming to visit a friend. I had a giant duffel bag under my seat, and I was sitting back row, house left, second seat in from the aisle, so congrats. And I was terrified, because here I was, alone, in a medium-sized room with a bunch of really loud, kind of crazy-looking people. The only person that I knew was backstage in the freshman class. My inner introvert was terrified. But then I saw the show, and I saw the brilliance of the art that was being performed. And I looked at the senior class, and I saw how unapologetically themselves, yes, you used my phrase, rude. They were themselves, period, end of story. And I knew that I wanted to come here. But more than anything, it was the love in the room. It was tangible and completely and utterly overwhelming. And then, of course, I saw a senior speak, really too. And because I had made up my mind that I was going to be an Elon MT, I also made up my mind that I was going to be giving a Grand Night speech. So I hope you all can understand how surreal it is for me to be standing here in front of you all right now. Now, something else that's surreal is that during collage, I had a dream that I was giving a Grand Night speech. But more than that, I dreamt that I gave the perfect Grand Night speech. So, everybody was laughing and crying and living, learning, and loving, and all had to do with me, of course. Now, here's the catch. What was the topic? What I've learned from the 3 toilets I found on the side of the road. To preface, I have this odd habit of finding toilets on the side of the road. I found one Now, when I found out it was making me speak, I was exceedingly distraught. Because how was I going to talk about the 3 toilets I found if I only found 2? Now, my first toilet, sophomore year, I found at about 11 p.m. My friend and I were on the way to a party that didn't exist. And on the way there, we saw this toilet outside a frat house on a curb, just lonely and deserted, staring at us. So of course we took pictures. Now, my question to you is this. What is a toilet? Webster defines it as a fixture that consists usually of a water-flushed bowl and seat. I think of it as a method for disposal. It's an absolutely necessary aspect of the anatomy of a building, which doesn't make sense without a building. And it also is a savior. Sophomore year, I needed to learn, and I learned from my toilet, the importance of even the least desirable aspects of my life. Because sophomore year, for every MT, was really mentally and emotionally challenging in ways you didn't think was possible. But on top of that, the first week of spring semester, I injured myself really badly. I was on bed rest for a week. I couldn't walk for a month and a half. I kind of like hobbled places. I left for the summer and I still couldn't dance full out. It was really hard. But because of that year, I am more mentally and emotionally capable. And if not for that injury, my ballet technique would still suck. So, learn from that toilet, my first toilet, that you can learn from everything. Now, my second toilet I found junior year at about 1:45 a.m. on the way to the grocery store to listen to the screaming employees. I don't know if you've ever been to Harris Teeter late at night, but if you have, you know. And junior year was difficult for me in a very different kind of way. I had a lot of trouble loving myself. I doubted my work, I doubted my words, my actions, my thoughts, my lipsticks, my everything. And what I learned from my third toilet, or my second toilet, I apologize, was to get rid of all my negative baggage. Because toilets can be used to dispose of anything, from that pet fish that was recently expired, to that 8-eyed spider that you found on your wall at 4 o'clock in the morning and it took you an hour and a half and a phone call from a friend to kill. So, my words to you are this. Get rid of your attitude. Love yourself. Be efficient for yourself. Here's where I had an issue. I hadn't found a third toilet. I was really hoping that over the course of the week I would encounter one so I could tell you all about it tonight, but that didn't happen in the way that I thought it would. I did find a toilet. I encountered an imaginary toilet. And then I realized that it had been with me all year long. For those of you who don't know, which is most of you, let me tell you about senior year. It's insanity. You put on a show, you finish up all your graduation requirements, you audition forever and ever until the end of time. It never stops. Ask some of my friends, they went on as many as 3 auditions a day over spring break. Woo! And during all that time, we get lots of feedback. Some of it positive, some of it negative. Well, I discovered my third toilet on March 9th. It was the day after Jay Binder came here to see us. Jay was our third masterclass / audition, and he had some things to say to me, mostly of the constructive nature. But when I woke up on March 9th, I was partially excited to give my body a rest, but I was mostly sad. Not because of the things that had been said to me, but because I didn't have an outlet to perform. And that's when I knew that I could do this. So I really, truly, desperately hope that each and every one of you can find an imaginary toilet somewhere within your hearts. Now, it is tradition for the seniors to give some sort of words of wisdom to the people they leave behind. And we've heard everything from, if someone asks you on a Tuesday night to go to West End, you go! To be involved in as much as you can. And it all has merit. But my wisdom to you is this. You are not a music theater person. You're a person who does music theater. You are a person. And as such, it is your job to educate yourself on all of the things that you think a person should know. It's your job to maintain your integrity. It's your job to make sure that you can live inside your own head for longer than 20 minutes. It's your job to make sure that you can speak intelligently on whatever you think people should be able to speak on. And more than that, it is your job to find something else that you also love to think about. Because what we do is hard. It's really hard. And we've heard that since we were children. We've heard it ad nauseum, but it's only because it's true. Or like Susan Egan recently said to us, find something else to validate yourself. Because 90% of the time you won't get the job. And it could be everything from your height to your hair color to the fact that the casting director once dated someone with your first name. Or it could be that what they were looking for that day just wasn't you. But it doesn't matter. Because 10% of the time, someone will pay you to do what you love. There are people out there who will pay you to play dress up in a dark room and pretend to be other people and sing and dance and say funny, nonsensical things or the most poignant things anyone will ever hear. There are people out there who will pay you to help them change the world. It's a good life, isn't it? Now, it is my bittersweet honor to present to you the closing number of our show. Written by two alums of our program, Dan Gibson and Chris Daskell, and premiered for Grand Night my freshman year. This is I Will Turn to You.
every